Hello, and welcome to the webinar covering the Agile Ticketing Update for version 6.31. We are very excited to introduce you to the significant benefits to the Agile Ticketing System. The first enhancements we're going to cover today is our integration with Fandango. Over the years, Fandango has become an online destination to get movie tickets. They serve more than 50 million unique visitors per month and provide movie ticketing to 31,000 screens in the US. With our new integration, it is very easy to get your film events listed on Fandango. Let's take a look. We will start by looking at a film and one of its showtimes. The changes needed for the integration are pretty minimal, and you should only notice a few small things. There are now Web Fandango prices listed for the showtime. These are a copy of your normal web online prices. Also, we will see that we have enabled the Web Fandango sales channel, so it is sellable. This is important to note since this is the main control point for having titles show up for sale on their site. If you have some special screenings, like a members only event that you do not want sold on Fandango, then you just don't enable that sales channel. We'll take a quick look at one of the early venues to launch with our Fandango integration, Nantucket Dreamland. I can see that some of the screenings have already sold out in Agile Ticketing, so they are not for sale on Fandango. When I click on one of the Oppenheimer showtimes, I see the seat grid with currently available seats in blue. I can click on those where I want to sit, choose my ticket types. Our integration with Fandango allows us to make sure your website, box office point of sale, and Fandango all share the same centralized inventory. For those with reserved seating, your seat chart will always show the current status of the seats. Also, ticket barcodes provided by Fandango scans in the same app you scan your normal tickets. To get started, or if you have any questions, please contact your support rep. The next enhancement on our list is our digital signage offering. Digital signage support is brand new in Agile Ticketing, so there are quite a few points to cover. We will look at our new digital signage app and how to use it, examples of some of the dynamic and static signage screens, customizing the look and feel of your signage, editing these screens and adding custom content, what hardware we recommend, options for installation services if needed, and how to activate this option for use. Let's take a look. We have developed the ATS digital signage app that works on Amazon Fire TV sticks to handle the display of content on your signage screens. Once loaded on your Fire Stick and connected to your screen, you start by entering the domain and connect code with the remote. The domain and connect code is the same for all your screens you will set up at your venue. Clicking on the Find Signage options will list the available signage screens that have been set up. From here, there are a few options. We can click on a name screen like today's showtimes. That will set the signage screen to display today's showtimes from now on. Your selection is refreshed automatically and the setting is remembered in case your display ever gets shut down. To get back to the menu, we click the back button on the remote. We can scroll down to the posters group. Here we see the option to group rotate. This will set the signage screen to rotate between the three different poster screens in this group. But before we look at some more examples of the signage screens, I want to go back and point out a few settings that can be controlled in the app. Scrolling down the menu, I see the display settings option, and I go ahead and click on that. This screen allows us to change settings specifically for this device. We can set the refresh interval. This will change how frequently the app looks for updated content. The zoom option may come in handy if you need to zoom in or out on some of the screens. Lastly, the screen orientation allows you to define if the display is normal widescreen landscape view or if it's turned on its side to be a taller portrait orientation. So now that we have seen how to select signage screens in the app, let's take a look at some examples. We will start with the box office. We have options to display today's events and times. This is driven by the events set up in the system and will always show the events for the day. Next is the ticket prices screen. This is more static and just an informational screen put together with useful information for people visiting the box office. Next is the weekly show times. This is a great one to display in the lobby or outside the venue to show all the upcoming events for the week. Next is the coming soon poster. This can be used to simulate the poster cases we're used to seeing outside of movie theaters. Next is the venue wayfinder. This can be used at the beginning of a hallway to point people to the venue entrance along with what is playing next in each venue. And our last example is the venue info. This can be used next to the entrance of the venue to help people find it along with what is playing next. And these are just some of the examples of content able to be published with our digital signage solution. It is also possible to load full screen images, external web content, and more. Now that we have seen some signage examples, let's jump into the settings area in the Agile Ticketing portal. Here we can see the new applications area. I'll click on the digital signage option. And I'll go ahead and click on Edit Entry Point Group and click on the Look and Feel tab. This is where we can edit the look and feel of the signage screens. We can upload our logo, a background image, set the background color, and our other colors. As shown in the screenshot, color 1 defines the header color, color 2 the subheading color, and color 3 defines the shading or shadow color. We can make any adjustments we like here and save. Now that we've gotten the look and feel the way we like, we can take a look at how to edit or add new signage options. I will click on the Edit option for today's show times. This signage option is set as an event list in order to list the show times defined in the system. I can adjust the title or what group it is in. If I go to the list details, I could change the way it looks by changing the display type, or changing the number of tiles from 2 to 3. I can also set what folders are included to determine which events will show up on that display. I can also do something like edit a content page, like the Coming Soon poster option. Let's say it is time to change out my digital posters for the week. I can edit the name, for instance. Go ahead and have it say 8:15. That'll adjust what shows up in the title bar on that signage screen. And then I could go ahead and upload a new poster image for that display. I can add a new page by clicking the Add New Entry Point button. I'll choose to add a content page, as I'm going to add a page with sponsor logos to show on a third screen at the box office. I've already put together the content of the page. I'll go ahead and paste that here and save. And I can click on the link button next to the signage option to preview it. As you have seen, editing and adding new signage options is easy. With our new app, the content will automatically be updated to reflect your changes. Our next topic with digital signage is the actual hardware. As previously mentioned, we have built the ATS digital signage app to run on Amazon Fire TV sticks. Our recommendation is to use the Fire TV Stick 4K Max. The price point is affordable and it is easy to set up and use. For the actual screens themselves, we recommend using commercial displays over just a normal TV. The commercial options are rated for being on 18 or more hours a day, 7 days a week. There are also purpose-built options with brighter displays specific if you are mounting a sign outdoors. We have worked with the distributor of our POS equipment to provide commercial display options from Samsung, LG, and Philips. There are varying size options ranging from around 10 inches to over 85 inches. Part of the discussion on the hardware is where the display needs to be mounted and what size they need to be. You may end up using something like a 55 or 65-inch display over your box office to display events and times. A smaller screen, such as a 24 or 32-inch, may be used next to or over the entrance of a venue to show what is playing currently. You may want to use a larger display inside your lobby to show an information board or a calendar listing of events for the month. That may be best served by a 65 or 75-inch display rotated in portrait orientation. Another part of the hardware discussion comes around permanent installation of the signage displays. We have partnered with a company that can provide on-site installation in the United States and most of Canada. This optional service will help complete the rollout of the signage at your venue. As each venue installation will be different, we will start with an installation questionnaire and pictures of the areas where the install will happen. After hearing all this, the next question you may have is, how do I get started, or what option may be best for our organization? We will be happy to discuss the new digital signage option with you to make sure you are able to deploy it successfully. Our support and hardware teams are standing by, ready to help you bring these new options together. We look forward to assisting you with making digital signage easy to manage and look great at your location. The next enhancement on our list are some new additions to our online portal. We have added the ability to manage your web links, what we call entry points, and gate control badges online. Let's take a look. We just saw a little of entry point editing, as this was used for editing the digital signage options. We also have options in the portal settings under the applications area to update our internet sales, outlet, kiosk sales links and options as well. Since we already saw some examples of that, I'm going to jump over to the gate control batch option to take a look at there. Just like in the installed admin app, we can add and edit gate control or scanning settings right in this area. I can jump into a batch and see what event or time range it is set for. I can make adjustments or add membership entry redemptions settings as well. Each system update, we are continuing to add more and more of our administration capabilities to our online portal. The next enhancement on our list is with kiosk-based sales. We have added options for members to scan their barcode to access their benefits on the kiosk. We have also added an option to auto-redeem tickets purchased at the kiosk. Let's take a look. These options can be turned on in the applications area in the portal settings. We'll go to the kiosk settings and edit the entry point group. Under the additional settings, we can check the member scan enabled and daily validation enabled and save that. I'll go ahead and open up the events purchase option for the kiosk so we can take a look. When I start the purchase process, I get the question as whether or not I'm a member. Whenever I select yes, we now see the new option to scan the member card along with the graphic showing them where to place the barcode against the scanner, or we have the fallback of them being able to sign in with their member number and password. With the simple scan of their barcode, they'll be able to access the ticket benefits right at the kiosk. The other option we enabled is a little bit harder to show, but I will explain what is happening. The daily validation option sets the kiosk to check if the event the customer purchases is within the scanning window defined in your daily batch. If so, it will go ahead and scan or validate the ticket. This can come in handy if the kiosk is near the point of entry to the theater or venue, and will save the staff time when they do not have to scan these tickets. The last thing I want to cover is in addition to our point of sale customer facing secondary display. We have added a graphical seating display similar to how we represent the venue online so customers can see the available seats for the event. Let's take a look. What is being shown right now is the customer facing display on a point of sale. Since the register is open and ready for sales, it shows the defined message for that state. As we demonstrated before, when a sale starts, we display the current order information on the screen so the customer can verify it. I will start by adding a few concession items. We can see it updates as the items are added when I pull up the agent seating interface to select some seats for an event. We can see that the screen will now represent the available seats so the customer can see what is available. They can tell the agent where they'd like to sit, such as on the right in aisle J for their 2 tickets. And we'll go ahead and get those added to their order. And now we flip back to the current status, showing their 2 tickets along with their popcorn and soda, ready for them to check out. Thank you for joining in so we could explore these new enhancements for our upcoming system update.